Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bella and this is the Belle Perspective, and today we're going to be reviewing the season finale of P-Valley. Now I know I'm talking a little bit low today, right? You're like, Belle, what is going on, girl? You're usually loud and boisterous, but my boyfriend is in the other room. He's in his office and he's got a lot of calls and things going on, so I gotta kind of bring it down just a little bit. But as I do that, y'all get into these braids. Ain't they cute? It's giving tribal goddess. It's giving tribal goddess, isn't it? It's giving, right? That's why I decided to do my face and put some on, right?
Yes,
Okay, anyway, to this episode. Oh my God. Listen, stars, I'm not playing with you. Do you hear what I'm saying? If you cancel this show, I'm gonna be outside your house. Okay, let's get into the episode. So, so I'm doing something a little new here. Usually I have my notes written down, but this time I'm going to do it electronically. I'm a little old school when it comes to note taking. I like it pen and paper, but I'm doing something a little new, right? Let me get with the new age. So the episode was called Mississippi Rule. So again, I'm gonna try not to recap the show a whole bunch because you've seen it already, but I may not be able to not recap it without adding, my opinion. Does that make sense? I may have to recap parts of the episode in order so I can give you my opinion. Okay, so the scene opens up with Haley and Andre and Brittany from the last episode. They're arguing. Brittany's yelling and rolling her neck in Andre's face, and Haley's just sitting back with a little smirk on her face, watching them both argue with each other. And she's like, listen, I'm the side chick. I don't got nothing to do with this. I ain't make no vows to nobody. I don't give a damn, right? So that's kind of her look and her face, and it's just pure entertainment for her. So we talk about a little bit about Andre dismisses Haley, and they're outside. There's a crowd outside that is shouting, Andre's next. Now, I personally didn't think that Andre was going to win. I wasn't sure who was going to win, but I didn't think that it was going to be Andre. So this is before they announce who is going to be the next mayor of Chucalissa. So he dismisses Autumn Night, Haley. She leaves, she goes outside, and this is when he has that conversation with Brittany, and they talk about how he basically lied to her about who he was. Now, I will say that the reason why their relationship came to what it was is because Andre. Like, how do you expect for your relationship to really be solid if you're lying to that person about who you truly are, and then they don't connect with you because it's not really real? I also said that before that I didn't think that the storyline with her cheating on him, I think that was just lazy writing to me, because that just gave him an excuse to go out and be with Haley. And I just thought that was lazy writing. That opened the door for it was too easy. It was too easy. Again, get into these braids, girl. This is so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway. So Andre doesn't win the mayoral race, like I think I said that in the video before. He doesn't win the mayoral race, which again, like, I didn't expect him to. And I actually read in Entertainment Weekly that they did an interview. Entertainment Weekly did an interview with Elarica, and I think that's how you pronounce her name, Elarica Johnson, who plays Haley Colton, aka Autumn Night, aka Lakeisha Savage, and all these other names that she got going on. That this is going to be the last time that she is on P-Valley. This is the end of her character, which honestly, we was ready for that bitch to go anyway. But also there was really not a whole lot else that they could do with her character. She was pretty much spinning out. There was nothing else. She had too many enemies. Like, there was nothing else that they could have done with her character. I mean, she's not the family woman, clearly, So trying to put her with Andre and having a family and make her the type of woman that's pining over Andre and hoping that she has a family with him, that's the kind of woman she was. That's the kind of character she was. So that didn't make sense. Like, there weren't too many things that they could do with her character. Anyway, so y'all check out the Entertainment Weekly article. I'll post it down in the, I'll put it down in the description box so you guys can read it. Thought it was pretty interesting. Again, stars don't play with us. We need season 3 and 4. Do you hear what I'm saying? And even 5. We need it. Don't play with us when somebody gets hurt. I ain't playing. Okay, so again, Haley talking all this. She talking all this. So I'm jumping around, right? She talking all this. She was talking a big game with that white lady in that last episode last week. And I knew she was overplaying her hand. I was just like, oh, God, I don't know how this is going to turn. But I feel like she's overplaying her hand. She honestly was. Come to find out that Promised Land was able to work something out with Corbin, who is such an awkward ass man. He's such a weirdo. He said something in this episode to Andre talking about, oh yeah, you know, brown, either white liquor or brown liquor makes me a little sea auntie. I was like, huh? Ew, what the fuck is that? Ew, that's such a white people word. Anyway, I know it's a white people word. No offense to the white people out there, but we know how y'all talk. It's just a little different. Not bad, just different. Anyway, so Promised Land was able to make a deal with Corbin to build a canal because water, and you see me turn to the side so I can see my braids. Ain't it cute? Anyway, okay, so because water is required in Mississippi in order for a casino to be able to be built. Well, they decided what we're gonna do is if they can't get by the water, they was gonna bring the water to them. Genius idea. And that came from Uncle Clifford. She was the one that came up with that. So I loved it because we were all like, what the hell are they going to do? What's going to happen next? That's what happened. So Haley's on the phone with the white lady. And she's like, oh, well, you know, I wanted 10 million. I want 15. That lady was like, and she should have known that lady had something up her sleeve because she wasn't even calling her to find out about the pink. The lady wasn't even calling her. She had to call the lady. She should have known. She should have known. Something was amiss, right? You know, anyway. So she talking all big and all bold. She said, I don't want 10 million. I want 15. I want 15. Girl, that lady said, ma'am, and these are her words, child. She said, sorry, I wrote this. She said water has a really good memory. She said it always goes from where it once ran. And same thing about power. I said, oh God, this lady. It was one of those, you got your little reparations. You got your little affirmative action. That's cute. You got your little self. You got your little self here, but you're not playing with the big boys. Power is always going to come back to me, basically. I was just like, oh God, I can't. It was a lot of racism in that. Like there was a lot of I won't call it microaggressions up in that conversation. Okay, lots of microaggressions. So so they're at the club, and again I'm jumping all over the club. Lil Murda is performing, and Mercedes is back. This is her last dance. Everybody know official last dance, okay? Which I don't know what they're gonna do with Mercedes' character because there's really nothing else you could do with her at this point. Now she's got the gym. What else can you do? So anyway, so she does this acrobatic move. Lil Murda's dance, or he's rapping, and they get this shot of her where she backflips over him and falls into a split. The stunt double does it. Oh my God, it's freaking just, when I tell you amazingness. Anyway, so the opposite gang, the rival gang, Maine is in the crowd, and he's watching him. And before Murda gets up on the stage, he sees like a broken glass reflection of all the different sides of who he is. And I just thought that, I mentioned that he really needs to figure out who he wants to be and how he wants to be that person and actually live through. And I feel like we get a little bit of truth telling, because he's kind of parallel to Andre, right? Like hiding himself, lying to people, not really being 100% true to who he is. He's really coming towards his truth, which I appreciate. So again, Mercedes, I'm gonna just recap Mercedes real quick because she's kind of, her part was like here and there, hit or miss, right? So Mercedes gets Terica back because Mayor Bishop Mayor Pastor Woodbine wins the mayoral race. She decides that she's gonna call herself Mayor Bishop, whatever the hell that's about. Side eye as hard as your eyes can. Mayor Bishop comes to the comes to the studio. She ends up getting her studio because Farrah gives her $30,000 because she used her images of her in the exposition, or what do you call it? Exhibition, right? Mercedes Experience Exposition. Exhibition. I couldn't get my words out. Sorry. Okay, so which I was thinking, I'm like, she's got to pay her something, because that's not right. You can't just post pictures of somebody up and don't pay them anything. That's crazy. So Farrah sends her $30,000. She ends up taking that money, going to buy herself a gym. She's actually going to use it for pole dancing, not necessarily for little girls, which that's probably better. So Mercedes introduces Maine to Terica, and basically because Mercedes was dancing on the stage with Lil Murder, Lil Murder basically admitted that he killed Pico on the stage. He felt like that Maine feels like Mercedes chose a side. She was like, boy, when we in the paint, when we at the club, we're all pink. It's not anything, no colors or nothing like that, but Maine don't see it that way. So anyway, I just felt like, what else are they gonna do with Mercedes' character? I don't know what else is happening with that. So anyway, I feel like, now, since I brought up Mayor Bishop, let's talk about Mayor Bishop, child. Raggedy ass. Now, I don't know if that was symbolism, her falling out. Okay, so she gets into the mayor office, and she's seeing all Wayne Kyle, interim mayor stuff all up on the walls, and she ripping it down. And I don't blame her. I would have did the same thing. Ripped it down, throw it in the trash, all that. And she goes to sit down on the chair, and she props her feet up on the desk, and she falls backwards. Now, Mayor Bishop, Pastor Woodbine, is always very, very smooth. So I was wondering, is that some sort of symbolism? Like, does that mean that she's taking on more than she can chew and she can't handle it? Like, or was that just comedic relief? I don't know. But my eye went up, and I was like, wait a minute, huh? What's going on here? So, honestly, I'm not even as upset about Mayor Bishop winning I'm calling her Mayor Bishop. I'm not upset about Mayor Bishop winning the race. I'd rather have her than Kyle. And Andre, he boring to me. I don't care about his character. But Mayor Bishop shows up to Mercedes' gym, tells her that Shell is trying to get her life together. She is facing alcoholism, and she really needs somebody to watch Terica for her. Mayor Bishop says she cannot. She wouldn't be able to take on that responsibility because she's mayor, she's got the church, she's got all these different things. So she brings Terica to Mercedes. Now, that whole exchange, no matter how hurtful your parents are, and I experienced this myself because I have a very, very, very tumultuous relationship with my mother. No matter how painful they are towards you, no matter how many things that they do that hurts you, you will still love them and want their admiration, and you will still want to make them proud. And no matter what you do, you still want to love on them, no matter how hurtful and painful how much hurt and pain they've caused you. And that's all I could see in Mercedes' eyes when Mayor Bishop was talking. And I feel like a little bit that, Mayor Bishop, even though she didn't apologize, because she's not that type of woman, and y'all know how she is, I felt like her bringing Terica was kind of a way to mend fences, shall we say. Okay? I just want to preface the next thing that I say with, Nico is probably one of the most phenomenal actors I have ever seen on television. I feel him. I love the way he emotes. I love his physical acting. He is literally phenomenal. And I wish him and Jay Alphonse would get, that they need all the awards in the world. They get all the awards. So Grandma Ernestine comes in. She's alive, right? Actually, let me go back. So after Mercedes and Uncle Clifford, Uncle Murder, Lil Murder, Lamarcus. We're going to call him Lamarcus because that's his name. So after Mercedes and Lamarcus finish performing, they come down to where the locker room is and they see Uncle Clifford crying. And Mercedes automatically assumes that, you know, and so do I, assume that Grandma died. She didn't die. Uncle Clifford says she didn't drink the water, y'all. Like myself, Mercedes was like, what the hell that mean? And I love that Lamarcus knew what Uncle Clifford was saying, that she was still here with us. And I was like, yes, thank you, Jesus, because y'all need her. Like, y'all can't let her go. She is amazing. Anyway, so Uncle Clifford's bringing in, let me say Clifford, because that'll be easier for me to say she and her. So Clifford's bringing in her grandma, right? And Grandma was like, it smell like bussy up here. Baby, when she said it smell like bussy up here, lost it. Do you hear me? I lost it. So gets a knock on the door. Big L, Uganda. I cannot believe y'all call that man Uganda. Uganda and Duffy, the white dude, are at the door, and they were like, "Oh, what the hell?" And Uncle Clifford was like, "What the hell y'all doing here?" And they were like, "Here, we here to we working for Grandma Ernestine." And Clifford was like, "No, you're not. I fired y'all. I fired you." And Big L was, Grandma was like, "No, they gonna help me throw this party." And apparently Uganda and Grandma got something going on. I said, well, you know what? Go ahead, Grandma. Go ahead, Grandma. Go ahead. You live your life, child. You live your life. And so it's all settled. Grandma gonna have her big old party. She said she ain't got time. She said, I got all the antibody yada yaddies for the COVID, and she gonna live, baby. I said, you know what? I'm with you on that one. I'm with you with that. So Grandma goes, she said, with that said, I need to go change my panties. She go upstairs. I said, dear God, that is such a black grandma. That is such a black grandma. Oh my God. Anyway, so as Grandma's going upstairs, Clifford hears his mother, his deceased mother. And she comes to him in like a premonition, I guess, or whatever, and basically saying, you know, hey, you telling that little boy that, and she talking about Lamarcus, you telling that little boy that you don't want to be with him, but you just pushing him away because you're afraid of love. And we come to find out that his grandmother died, or his mother died with sores and pneumonia, you know, took her out. And I was like, I'm wondering, that was in the 80s. So I'm wondering if that was HIV that turned into full-blown AIDS. Cause she said I took a risk, right? So I'm thinking if it was AIDS, HIV that turned into full-blown AIDS, cause that's usually, it's not the disease, the virus that kills you. It's the virus weakening your immune system. And then something like pneumonia comes and it, you know, takes you out because your immune system is so weak. So, yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Okay, so the Uncle Clifford little murder saga. I'm here for it. Okay, so let's fast forward to some things with Mississippi and Clifford and murder. Those are the three big folks happening here. So he just jumped on the call, y'all. Sorry, so I'm lowering my voice a little bit more. So, okay. Uncle Clifford, little murder, laying in the bed. They chatting, they talking, right? They talking, they, you know, fool-la-la and whatnot, right? They parlaying in the bed, all right? Little pillow talk, if you will, right? And so Lamarcus says, hey, I'm about to go on tour. Clifford's like, you know what? You know, your light is so bright, like, I don't blame you, go ahead, but our relationship is gonna have to end here. And Lamarcus was like, why does it have to end? And Clifford basically told him that, hey, you know, I don't want to hold you back, but what he really was trying to say is I'm afraid to be in a relationship, right? So they have words, they exchange words, and Lamarcus ends up going and leaving. And so, and Clifford, you know, Clifford stay trying to push somebody away because he don't want to be open and honest and let love in. He don't have a problem making relationships and having relationships with you know, friendships, platonic relationships. But as far as romantic relationships, Clifford, she doesn't really let those things in. And that's a part of relationships as well. That's a part of life as well. You have your platonic friends, the family, your family that you have, like Mercedes, and I love their relationship. And Mercedes eventually tells Uncle Clifford that she's leaving, that she's graduating to something different, which is awesome. Anyway, so Uncle Clifford was at the party that Grandma was throwing. Dressed so cute. Oh my God, I loved her hair and that cute outfit. It was so like her, you know. Anyway, so they're dancing, having a good time, and at this point, she's high. Uncle Clifford's high because of Haley, Lakeisha stole all their money, right? Stole all the money. I think they had $24,000 in the bank. She liquidated that, right? And that's because also let me Uncle Clifford. Remember in the last episode where Uncle Clifford was with Corbin and they was in the back room and he had done whipped up on him for $250,000? Well, that money that he used to whip up on Corbin, he used that to buy Lakeisha out of the bank, right? And she was pissed, baby. She was mad. But he said, listen, you got to get up out of here. You know, we let you in. We did everything for you. We even protected you from getting killed. And this is how you do us? Oh, no, ma'am. And she said, she basically, you know, was saying, you're an idiot. You could have gotten so much money. Clifford was like, no, this is not just a building to me. This is my family. This is my history. This is who I am. This is my dream. He was like, take this money and go on. And basically Big L and Diamond was like, yeah, we did enough for you. You can go on. But what I really wished that they would have been able to work together, because Uncle Clifford, she needs the business savvy. She needs the business intellect that Haley has, and Haley needs a family. She needs people that she can lean on and trust and be vulnerable with. But again, I don't think she's that type of woman, and it just won't happen. Anyway, fast forwarding. So the party, after they found out that Lakeisha, Haley, Colton, whatever her name is, after she's liquidated their $24,000 out the bank, Clifford, she pops a couple pills, right? She goes back out to the dance floor, dances a little bit. Next thing you know, LaMarcus done put his hands around Uncle Clifford. And then they embrace each other in a kiss. And everybody's watching like, I know I would have been like that. I'm nosy. I'm that woman. I'm just like, what y'all doing? You know, that kind of thing. Anyway, it was really cute. I was so happy. I was so happy that he finally did it. I was yelling like, yay! Finally, 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 finally! You know? So, what else? I'm trying to make sure I say all the things that I want to say about that. Okay, so, Mississippi. That is... Okay, so Mississippi makes a plan. She's working with Haley. Haley got her a car, got money in the trunk. She got the passports, everything she needs. The kids are staying with the babysitter. Kids are staying with her baby sister, her stepsister. She goes swing by to pick up the kid so she can get on up out of Chuck and Lisa. This evil ass stepmother. And I know she did this shit on purpose, because it doesn't even make any sense as to why you would call Derek for them kids. Why would you do that? There is no reason why you need to call Derek at all. Derek is not even no kin to you like that. Derek ain't even no kin to you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and Mississippi ain't no kin to you either. But she's more kin to you than Derek is. So why did you call him? I would have beat the brakes off that bitch. She would have got fucked. Do you hear what I'm saying? I would have beat the brakes off of her ex. But so he takes the kids. Mississippi goes back home. And she walks in and she's like, Derek, I know you're thinking, you know, and the next thing you know, the CPS walks out of the room and says, Miss Harris, we're going to put you on visitation rights. Jalen has bruises. And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, oh, you didn't sign off on this? And I'm thinking, oh my God, this fool done beat on these kids. And then he set her up to get arrested. And they said 6 months that she would be being monitored having for kids. She went off, baby. When she went off, she went off. Mistakes were made. I'm gonna say mistakes were made, and the reason why is because, girl, you waited too goddamn long. Girl, you waited too damn long to do this. She jumped on Derek in front of the police officer, in front of CPS. I'm like, damn, these white people was waiting for you to cut the fool. Police officer tries to pull her off of Derek. She punching at the police officer. I said, oh God, they finna yoke her up. They finna yoke her up, and that's exactly what he did. Yoked her up. She in jail now. Who she called on the phone? The S on his chest. No. She calls Diamond. Now, by the way, I just want to point out that she walked around in the entire episode with a red hood on. Almost like Little Red Riding Hood, right? Little Red Riding Hood being consumed by the wolf. And Derek is the wolf. Anyway, so she calls Diamond from an unknown number. It's like so would you accept the collect call from this penitentiary or whoever? And he was like, Keyshawn, who is it? Keyshawn, that's you? She was like, yeah. And she talks to him in this like fairy tale code, basically once upon a time, the princess, my hair wasn't long enough. Remember that thing you said that you could handle, that you'd take care of for me? Go ahead and take care of for me. And Diamond was like, he was like, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah with the yeah, oh yeah, I got you. I was like, you better do that. But while he was answering the phone, he was sitting with Big Bone, which I don't like her. I'm gonna just say that. I don't like her. But anyway, Big Bone. So and Big Bone watching him and what he doing, and the next thing you know, he pulling up his uniform, okay, the murder uniform, and then the girl Big Bone come up on him and start trying to stab him. They get into a fight. He almost had her. Then it was another dude that came in, and they wrapped him up, threw him in the trunk, and was like, she took a mask off and to show him who she was, and he was looking like, oh my God, what? And dude was like, she was like, yeah, boss, this the dude who killed our lieutenant. And you could see the ring, Montavious' ring, the matching ring that looked exactly like Montavious' ring that was on that altar that Diamond had put up on the in his place or whatever to protect them. So at the end, that was the end of the episode. So there's so many cliffhangers. Is Diamond gonna escape? How is he gonna escape? Also, I didn't mention this. Maine said something about Lil Murder being a F word. How did he get that? Because what's his name dead? Rome was dead, and Rome was the only person who got that. So how did he get that information? What are they gonna do with Andre's character? What are they gonna do with Mercedes' character? By the way, I loved that Jasmine. So I forgot about that song called "The Other Side." That Jasmine Sullivan song that played while she was twirling on the pole. I was like, dang, I love that song. But yeah, how is Mississippi gonna get out? What is going to happen next? What's going to happen with LaMarcus? What's going to happen with Uncle Clifford? What's going to happen with Grandma? What's going to happen? We need to know what's going to happen for season 3. I like the fact that it wasn't over the top. It wasn't over the top, but there was cliffhangers. But it wasn't so over the top and so much of a cliffhanger that I just was like, oh my God. Like, right? I like trying that. It was very realistic. But I also want to know, what are they going to do with that spirit that's going on in the Paradise Room? What's his name? Montavious. What are they gonna do with that spirit? Because they talked about how he was haunting people. Basically, was kind of like haunting Haley while she was there. So I'm just trying to figure out, what are they gonna do? Where are they going to go? How are things going to be presented? Where is the story going to go? Anyway, super excited about the show. Love this episode. Love this series. Shout out to Katori Hall. Shout out to Nico. Shout out to J.R. Fon. Shout out to Brandy Evans. Tyler Lip. All of the people. Oh my God, what is her name? I'm completely... Mississippi's character. Shannon Thornton. Shout out to all of the characters. They are amazing. I literally watched this show like for real. If we can't go to the bank on Sundays, where the hell can we go? Like, for real. Okay? Y'all need to fix that stars. It's sad. It's really sad. You guys y'all need to work this out. Anyway, my name is Belle. This has been the Belle Perspective. If you gotten this far, you might as well go ahead and hit that like button. Okay? I'm not gonna beg you to subscribe, but it would be nice if you did. Alright? You guys take care, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.